Hi boys and girls, it's time for Art Time with Mrs. Kime, and today we're making a paper snowflake. So get your scissors and your paper ready, and let's get our hands warmed up and get ready to make a snowflake. So let's rub our hands together. Let's wiggle our fingers, open and close our hands, roll our hands one way, roll them the other. Let's get ready to make a snowflake. So boys and girls, I would like for you to take your paper and fold it in half. We're going to fold our paper in half this way. Make sure you match up your corners or your lines of your paper. Get it folded in half. All right, so you should have a paper that's folded this way. Now you're going to take it and you're going to fold it in half again. It's like you're making a book. So you're going to fold it in half again, match up your corners. If your paper's a little uneven, that's okay. Just match it up as best you can. So you're making a book like that. Now can be a little tricky, so watch carefully what we need to do. If you look at your paper, you can see that you have two sides where you can see the edges of the paper, and you have two sides where it's folded. I want you to take the side where it's folded this way, and you can see two sides. I want you to pull that corner up. You're going to fold it, and you're going to pull that corner up here, and you're going to line these up right here. You're going to line these up, and you're going to fold it right like this, and you're going to make this triangle shape with a point at the end of it right down here. Then you have this area right here, and I want you to take this extra area that's right up here at the end, and I want you to cut that part off. So we're going to cut right along this line. We're going to cut that area off, and you should just have a triangle shape. Now I want you to look at how your triangle shape is made. Again, remember, these are the part where you can see all the pieces of the paper, and this is the part where you can see a single fold and two folds, and this is the big fold down here. Where the single fold and two fold and big fold come together, this point is the middle of your snowflake. So you can cut the point out however you want. You decide what kind of shape you want to make there. I'm just going to take it and I'm going to cut it off at an angle. You decide whatever you want, but that's going to be an opening in the middle of my snowflake. What is important to remember about making these snowflakes is that you don't want to cut shapes all the way down the side and cut off these folds. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut shapes out and skip a little bit. So I want you to kind of cut like a triangle or a half circle out, and then I want you to skip an area. I want you to skip a spot. So then I've skipped between where I cut my middle out, and I skipped a spot here, cut a triangle. Now I'm going to skip a spot here, and I'm going to cut another triangle out, and I'm going to make this one a little bit taller and thinner. Boys and girls, I'd like for you to cut out whatever shapes you want to cut out on it. I'm going to just keep cutting different shapes, and this one's going to be a half circle. And you keep cutting shape. So you decide what you want to do on all of your areas on here. I kind of like to cut up. Sometimes I like to go straight up, and then I kind of like to make that turn a little bit toward the inside. This is kind of tricky to do. I don't know how hard this one is for you, but sometimes I like to make it turn this way into the snowflake. Remember, you always have to keep space in between the shapes that you're cutting and what you've already cut out. Sometimes I like to cut that kind of shape out. And remember, I need to leave all of this right here alone. I need to skip over it, and then I can cut into here. Because we need to skip around. We need some of it to hold snowflake together. I'm going to make a little bit of a half circle here. Another small triangle, and it's going to be kind of at an angle. Make a triangle that way. And that'll happen sometimes. You might tear it a little bit when you pull that off, which is okay. That's not going to be a problem. And then I'm going to make just this tiny little cutout right here. Just a small one where I just cut out a little bit. And you're going to cut right here. Just keep making. See, even though I got it close, I still left that space in between, which is really important to do. The more you cut out, the more interesting your snowflake becomes, but you have to be careful how you cut it out. So important that you're watching how you're cutting it out. Sometimes you have to go back and add a little bit of cutting to it to make sure that it will cut out. Oh. And then go ahead and cut this one out this way. Then I'm going to cut just a small little piece right up here. Okay, and then you can open up your snowflake. And let me move some of these extra pieces of paper I have right here out of the way, and you can see the snowflake that we just cut out. You can see all those different shapes that we just made, and the areas that I said that I made straight and angled. You can see how those turned out on here. Let me move some more of this out of the way so you can see. I hope you enjoyed making this snowflake with me today. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time on Art Time with Mrs. Kime. Bye-bye.